And he qualifies, and I mean, that's like what they run into in other areas, localities.
We're recording.
It's Kimberly's last night. He's talking about Apple.
You know you love it.
Countdown.
I sure do.
But you doing all right? Did you sign up to? Yep.
He just brought his mom and dad, but
Jesse, actually
one's getting in my way.
Thank you.
6 o'clock, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the Warsaw Town Council to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Y'all be seated. Council, first order of business, we have approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make an addition to the agenda to include a resolution of governing body of the town of Warsaw which deals with finance concerns and assistance of our trash truck. And I would like that to be placed on the new business, section C.
All right, so we have a motion to change the agenda with an edit to add the resolution to go along with the resolution you passed last month. We have a second portion of that we have to do. So do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor for the consent agenda with the addition? Say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Very good. All right, moving right along, we're going to go right into public comment. Cliff, you're signed up. Would you like to take the podium?
Excuse me. J. Clifford Mullen, 8351 Historyland Highway, Warsaw, Virginia. Good evening. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you all tonight. First subject, I want to thank you all, the town, for your representation and participation. I'm going to say, at this point, with the fair, tonight's probably going to be a little bit slow. Last night, I can say nothing other than that people are just crazy because they saw some clouds in the sky and they stayed home, and it couldn't have been a more perfect night because the weather was nice. There wasn't a drop of rain, a nice breeze, and I'm afraid they missed it. But y'all's presence Tuesday was greatly appreciated. I speak not as an officer, but as a member of the fair committee, and thank y'all. Subjects to bring otherwise to you are the drop inlet repair up on behind the Exxon. I see that it still is in the same need of repair. My request to y'all at this time would be, and you know well enough, I believe Mr. Yeagle commented on this when the first time I spoke to y'all, I'm faithful to my subjects, and I'm going to stay on this until either it's repaired or they bury me in it, I guess. If you will tell me who it is that y'all had passed this over to, I've forgotten. I will begin plaguing them to see if I can try to get them to move a little bit more forward on doing something with this. But that's up to you. I would also next, I anticipate maybe hearing tonight, but if not, I'd like to have some sort of an update on the property annexing that the town is planning on doing, and what, if any, we can hear about what this annex and this property in front of it is at this point, whether we're ready to let the cat out of the bag or are we still negotiating with somebody on it. I know I overheard in the conversations going on here the sidewalk work. Great, looks great, work's going on, and I have to agree that it was a little bit of an inconvenience, but I mean, it's like redoing your kitchen in the house. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, and then when it's over, you enjoy it. And the only thing, talking with David this morning, David Beal, the next thing, which it's not scheduled, it's not on the exact calendar yet, But we will soon begin having our fun with the road rebuild and rework here through the town, and we'll see how that fun goes. But I appreciate the work that y'all doing, and thank y'all for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you for speaking.
That is the only person I have that has signed up to speak. Is there anyone else that would like to speak tonight? Okay. Public comments section is complete. We're going to move on to reports. We'll move to my comments. Of course, I usually comment as we go, but just want to thank Vice Mayor Yekel for conducting the meeting last month. Thank you, sir. Thank you to the council members and staff that attended the fair ceremonies. That was really cool. Thank you. And I'm going to defer the rest of my comments as we go along. So we have our town manager's report. Joseph.
Good evening. We'll go ahead and get started on line item number 1, which is annexation. Now that the title work is complete and our attorney has enough information to draft an ordinance of annexation, we'll be working to finalize this project. Later in the agenda, you have the opportunity to set a public hearing with the adoption following thereafter should you choose to move forward. This will allow for the expansion of the town boundaries to include a valuable piece of property currently in the town and the county, hopefully assisting the town with future commercial and residential development. So we can get that set, and now that we have the title work complete. Item number 2, crosswalk addition, Route 360. With the TAP project coming under budget, we're investing approximately $50,000 to add from that sidewalk fund to add crosswalks to all 5 streets at the Court Circle intersection. And that's something I met with David Bill about, and told him the current state of the crosswalks is really not totally conducive for walking, and I think an enhanced crosswalk will help to sort of add connectivity to the town. And again, so those crosswalks will match the ones on Main Street. They'll be the brick stamped and create a more cohesive and walkable downtown. With the major investment in new sidewalks, in addition to the new community college health sciences facility, we hope that this will create a safer, more vibrant downtown. And we'll still, even with this addition, we'll still have, we estimate, about $50,000 left over from the sidewalk project that we can deploy in other infrastructure endeavors. Item number 3, we have some upcoming events just to put on the radar. First, that's our 4th Fridays concert series, the August edition. It's featuring Trademark, and that's Friday, August 30th at 7 p.m. at the Town Park. Again, our other 4th Fridays was a record crowd of around 400, so we're hoping for another big crowd.
That date is actually the 23rd.
So it's not the 4th, is it?
I think it is, yeah. So the 23rd is the 4th Friday.
Is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure, because
The 23rd.
the Trademark Band is a little bit like Soul Expressions, and I think it
Okay.
should draw a good turnout.
It's on Facebook. Sorry about that. I thought I got the correct date. Thank you. The community market will be held this second, 4th Saturday of this month, so make sure to come out. And I think we have El Padrino food truck for that as well.
How's the market doing?
What we gathered is doing well.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the vendors, there's like, I think between 24 and 30 every 2 weeks, so she's real happy with it. And I've gone twice, and the variety is a whole lot. It's a lot better than it has been, so.
They're pulling a decent crowd to make the vendors happy, worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, she's had more people sign up, so I know it's been, I think it's just been better this year, especially even the location, I think has been good.
Okay.
Having espressos really added.
I've been a couple,
crowd.
probably all but one time they've had it, and from what I hear from people walking around, they've got a lot of different vendors with different crafts and things like that, but people are looking for farm products too.
Produce,
and
yes.
we don't have any of those in there.
We only have one produce vendor
Oh,
currently.
yeah, well, they had somebody selling watermelons the other day, last time.
Okay,
That was all they had.
okay.
Yeah, again, we're still a small market. We haven't been around a long time, and I didn't realize that there were only a few vendors, and they've been locked into communities for a long time. And so we almost have to break into that market, as odd as that sounds. But yeah, I'm hoping when we get 74 Main completed, we can really draw a lot of people. Item number 4, economic development. Town staff are still working with the potential residential developer on the county's 13-acre parcel at the corner of Hamilton and Main. We're also still working with the prospective entity that has shown interest in the parcel adjacent to McDonald's. And we're currently working on a potential rear access road. With the Daly's permanent closure, we're excited to announce that the space has been filled by a new restaurant. Details will be announced soon. And a new small coffee and tea cafe, as well as a small shopping area, will be opening beside Warsaw Nails in the China Inn Shopping Center, and we'll be able to announce more details on that soon. Last item, number 5, something that I'm excited to announce. With the retirement of Mr. Mark France as Director of Public Works some time ago, the position remained vacant. As of late, we have determined that we had a deep pool of talent within our ranks to promote a qualified candidate to the position. After an extensive interview process, we're pleased to announce that Mr. Jesse Schools, if you want to come up to the podium, Jesse, has been promoted to the position of Director of Public Works. Mr. Schools has been with the town for over 5 years and has exhibited a strong work ethic and a desire for greater achievement and success. And I'd like to congratulate Mr. Schools on his promotion to the director position.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. It's some big shoes to fill, but I intend to do just that, and look forward to working with all of you. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well earned.
Appreciate it.
It's kind of worthy with saying, no matter what we've got going on, whether it be an emergency or an event or something, we always see Jesse. Well, we see all of them, but we always see Jesse's face there, right? Yep. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to working with you.
And he'll actually be doing, instead of just wastewater, we're going to start doing a full Public Works report that encompasses water, wastewater, trash, everything, each month. That's all that I currently have for my report.
Council, do we have any really difficult questions for Mr. Quessenberry?
Give him one at least.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Chief Peterson.
Sir, good evening, everybody. For the month of July, we had total calls of service of 568, which resulted in 27 reports. Our officers made 68 traffic stops in July, accounting for 46 citations and 12 warnings. We also made 147 business checks and approximately 150 select patrols throughout the town during that time period. We also made 8 arrests. A little more detailed report for this month, and we'll continue to build upon that as we get a better grasp on our IBR system. Some notable items: we did hire another officer. Paul Carson just came off active duty in December from the Navy. He had 10 years in the Navy, and then he did the bridge program that the active duty side has. So an agency can bring that person on, but they're not allowed to let them sign contracts or anything. So we were able to snag him from King and Queen County just after he completed his FTO. So he came and just completed his 100 hours of FTO with us, and now he's on the road doing the Lord's work. So we're glad to have him. And he lives just 10 minutes away in Callio. I said that correctly. We mentioned the fair. Fair drew Tuesday night approximately 2,000 paid souls, and then with all the extras, there's probably about 2,500. So it was a really good night. It was warm and muggy, but it was a good night. And last night, probably right around 700. So it was a good night. Other than that, pending your questions, that is my report.
Council, do we have any questions for the chief?
You know, Chief, I always ask you, do you need anything?
Good to go, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. If you
Thank
do,
Thank,
know where we are.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Public Works report.
Okay. This time, it'll just be the wastewater treatment plant report, and then, again, from now on, we'll do the full comprehensive report. Average influent flow for July, 194,700 gallons, an increase of 9,600 gallons from the month of June. The maximum influent flow for July was 249,100 gallons, an increase of 38,800 from the month of June max flow. For July, the average effluent total nitrogen concentration was 2.02 megaliters within the limits of our permit. And then that's right. And then for July, the average effluent total phosphorus concentration was 0.09 within the limits of our permit. And then just some observations of operations and maintenance. Treatment plant staff changed the oil and replaced filters on our 2 compressors that service effluent sand filters. They refreshed and painted several of the building's protective barrier posts. Operators utilized the use of our new hillside mower. Thank you all, council, for that as well. With some of the pond side slopes at almost 30 degrees, this mower is a much safer solution for operating on steep hillsides. EQ basin floating mixer was repaired and restored for service. Our permit required additional, testing for fecal chloroform for the month of July. These grab sample test results were in compliance with our discharge limits. Plant operators conducted our daily process control testings on the SBRs. Operation of our screw press was utilized and produced several pounds of sludge for shipment. Ordered our necessary lab supplies, completed and submitted our monthly operations report, assisted with residential trash pickup and recording water meter readings, and then plant effluent samples taken and tested for the month of July met all requirements as to our permit discharge limits.
Council, any questions for Mr. Questenberry? Joseph, Missy, if you would allow me to circle back to the topic that Cliff brought up with the drop inlet, what venue is that setting with right now? Who owns that? What is the update there?
I believe it belongs to the Tractor Supply Shopping Center, that group. They were required to put that in for drainage purposes. I reached out to VDOT and in turn spoke to the county. They handle erosion and sediment control and would have approved that development, the stormwater. And so it is in the hands of the county. I've sent several emails and I even referred from VDOT. They suggested a certain drop inlet, like a certain style, gave me the specs on it, which I forwarded over to Richmond County. So I haven't followed up in probably about 10, maybe 10 days. So I can go ahead and put in another email and see where we stand.
So the owner is the shopping center owners?
Correct.
Is that correct? Correct. So it's infrastructure required for the development of the shopping center. Do we have any, for lack of a better word, do we have the ability to find them? Is there any way that we can?
Oh, sorry. The stormwater and erosion and sediment control is monitored by the county, so I feel as though there would be repercussions that they would have to answer to, but I would need the county to look into that.
I would offer follow up on that.
Okay.
Okay, I would also say, look at the ordinance, see if there is any other angle we have teeth that we can use.
Okay.
Okay, if you start charging them, they'll pay attention. If the county is slow to do it, I don't know that we have any jurisdiction, but if we do, let's see if we can't find a button to push.
No problem. Sure.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask a question?
Sure.
Was that drop inlet, or was that placed there when the original Warsaw supermarket was built, when the Herberts built the supermarket?
That's my understanding.
Okay, and then the additional water from the addition that was put on where, say, Dollar Tree and Tractor Supply, all of that was added at a later time. That was originally the, what was that store there, Andy? Ames. That's correct.
Really?
Ames. Well, you are right there. Well, I was just thinking that because I remember when that lift station, that small lift station was put in for the supermarket, because I did the wiring on it, and that's been years ago.
Fair.
For Tom Herbert. I didn't put the station in, I just did the electrical work.
Okay.
So that's been there a lot of years, so it probably needs a little upgrade and attention.
Okay. Look at both tracks. Let's see if one way or another we can
Okay.
get some movement. Okay.
Will do.
All right, council committee reports. I'm not aware of any committees meeting. Is there any committees that had met? Okay. Planning commission.
Personnel,
Beth?
right?
Economic
Not personnel,
development.
Economic development, sorry.
It was a remote,
Yeah.
a remote meeting.
We had a remote meeting, and we'll talk about that in new business.
Gotcha, okay. Mary Beth, planning? No planning, okay. The North Neck Regional Jail Report, Mr. Vice Mayor?
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last month, with the change of the regional jail meeting on the second Wednesday of the month. Anytime the month starts on Thursday, we will have our meeting before we have it there. Now, I see that we have a population breakdown. I think Julie must have gotten in touch with Jessica over there, and she's sent it over. That would be as of yesterday, and that's in your pack there, but I'll have a report from, I guess, both meetings at our next meeting, because it will be the day before
Okay.
our next meeting.
Okay. Very good. All right, American Rescue Plan Act, Mr. Questenberry, where are we at with that?
Yep, currently remaining balance of $365,133.98. And again, we're waiting for the dust to settle on our contributions to the sidewalk project to see what we'll have remaining outside of that. So right now, we still have $365,000 in unexpended funds, in total dispersed to date, $1,176,616.02.
Council, any questions for our town manager? All right. Moving along to old business, 74 Main, update.
Just the only substantial update, if you will, that we have is we're finalizing quotes for the asbestos remediation. And so once that is complete, we're thinking it's probably going to be in the realm of $15,000 change order. So we'll be working on that, but we'll have those finalized, I think, tomorrow with the contractor, so we can decide which firm to go with.
All right. And the bounds, we got our third fountain fixed again.
Yep, everything's good to go down there. Gotten a lot of compliments about the trail. There was a Facebook comment, I think, and I do want to check in on that, at the upper gate. The gate's locked and there's not a ADA compliant way around. So I think maybe when the asphalt guy is in town with somebody else, maybe we can get him to just put something around there for compliance. But otherwise, everything's been good to go and our guys are taking care of it.
All right. VDOT TAP project.
Yes, as you can see, it's moving. It was moving along very rapidly, and then we had a small glitch with one of the guy wires. Apparently, there's 4 riders on a Dominion pole. Utilities, a Breeze Line, a couple others. So, of course, we have to actually coordinate with Dominion to get them to move that. So that's been a small holdup and like a $1,500 change order. So we're waiting on that. We're also waiting on a portion of the curb to be redone. I think that's why the silt fence is still up. One of the fire hydrants and a meter or a valve have to be moved. So that hasn't been done yet. So once that's complete and the curb is in place and the guy wire is moved, all the silt fence will be removed. But we've been moving along nicely. I included in your packet just where they indicated the substantial completion date is probably going to be moved up. All the milestones have been met. So we're in good shape, real good shape.
Any questions for Ms. Copes? Okay. Listen, the next meeting, do some research.
Okay.
Find out what day in our Lord we started this journey.
Okay.
Year would be very
Depressing.
good.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Well replacement.
No update as of right now. We're just trying to knock out, and we're getting close to both the bounds and the sidewalk project.
And are we still planning on using the planning district to assist us with debt placement? Is that still what we're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to lean on them as much as possible, but yeah, for their expertise on that. We had the full engineered report, which is good, so we have that. But yeah, in terms of the loan structure and bonds, yeah, we'll be working with them on that.
All right. DHCD housing project.
Yes, I actually spoke with DHCD and Jerry Davis with the PDC today. We have a ratified contract, so everything, we had to provide a bunch of documents. We also had to advertise and pass some resolutions and different things, and we've met all that criteria. We have a ratified contract. In the coming month, they will be doing income surveys with all the participants. They have to be recertified since it's been about I guess it's been about a year now since they've had to turn in all their income verification. After which point, we have 5 recipients, 3 of which will be partial rebuilds, and those will be put out to bid together, and then the 2 complete rebuilds will be put out to bid as one project. So those will go out for advertisement, and we're hoping October we'll have contractors lined up and be able to get the those that are participating, the homes that are involved, will have more information as far as, when that will be complete, so.
Couple questions, and we're running this separate path than the county is?
Yeah, so I also spoke to Mr. Davis about that. He indicated that the Scotttown project, that's completely separate, and they have run into some historical preservation issues and also some title search deed work that needs to be done. So their project has been pushed out quite a bit. It's still going to happen. Ours is right on track from what I understand. These things, I know those that are the recipients of the award, they're a little frustrated because it has taken a while to get this paperwork done. But from what I understand, that with it's just the nature of the beast. So.
And final question for me, when you say we have a ratified contract, with whom?
With DHCD.
Okay.
Department of Housing and Community Development.
You said with something? Ratified contract, and you replied with something. With who?
DHCD.
Oh, is that what you're...
Yes.
Any questions for Missy? All right. Moving on to new business, we have a public hearing for the annexation project. We'd like to schedule that for 9/12. Joseph, would you like to expand on that some?
Our attorney's drafting that right now, so he has all the title research completed and sent to him, and he's drafting that ordinance. Once the ordinance is adopted, the annexation goes into effect the very last day of December. So if you all pass that subsequent to the public hearing, which can be held on the same night, then as of January 1, that'll be annexed into the town.
All right, and just to clarify, this public hearing is to adopt a ordinance addressing the annexation process for the town.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Specifically for that, about those parcels. Yeah.
Council, is there any questions for our town manager? If not, I would entertain a motion for a public hearing for 9/12 at 6 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank you.
All right. Business improvement grant application, Clements Tent Rentals.
Yes, so the full application is in your council packets. The committee met virtually and voted 4-0 in favor of recommending this for approval. In essence, you can read through this here, but they're planning to cut a lot of the trees that's sort of in that area between 360 and Meadowbrook to make the building actually visible from the road. They plan to add a brand new sign because they still own the same, it's part of the same parcel, so it'd be in between Meadowbrook and 360, visible from 360, that says Clements Tent Rentals. So it's a new sign with the landscape base underneath, and then they're doing taking off awnings, putting in new windows, all those sorts of things. So I made sure to verify that they know that regular business improvements that are what you have to do to maintain a building don't really qualify. It's for enhancements. And so the additions of the sign, the tree removal, more landscaping, they know that that is really what would apply. But they went ahead and did put the costs in here for the windows. And I did get an email from him today, and I'm sorry I didn't get it in the package this evening, but the other costs add up to be quite a bit. And so what I said to the committee was, on our end of things as staff, we'll just ensure that everything that is submitted for a reimbursement is strictly just enhancement pieces, not regular business improvements. And they have not done the work. Our new process is you have to wait to do the work contingent on council's decision.
And what is the amount of the grant What they're asking?
For the 2,500.
2,500.
Yep, so it's a matching, yeah,
So that's the maximum the town would pay.
correct.
All right, council, have any questions for the Economic Committee or the town manager?
I looked at what they were doing there, and I had, I'm not on that committee, and I had questions of the same thing they did. There's quite a few things that I brought up before and others that it was in, painting and all that stuff. But I also looked at the things that would qualify, and it more than exceeds the amount that's going to, because it's only matching up to that.
Right.
And I think it's, so I haven't got any problem with it.
All right, any others? All right, I entertain a motion to approve the business grant application for Clement's Tent Rentals up to 2,500.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Council, we have a need to go into closed session for personnel matters.
USDA resolution.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my bad, I didn't write it down. So, as I understand it, at the last meeting, council passed a resolution, USDA resolution, for financing for the new trash truck. Is that right? And this is a Part 2 paperwork resolution that goes with it, just to complete it and clean it up. And we should have had it and they didn't send it, so we have to do it tonight. And it's just a resolution of governing body, Town of Warsaw. The governing body, Town of Warsaw, consisting of 8 members, is duly called meeting on the 8th day of August, 2024, at which a quorum was present. Be it hereby resolved that order to facilitate obtaining financial assistance from the United States of America, United States Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, the government to purchase trash truck to serve the community, the governing body does hereby adopt and abide by all covenances contained in the agreements, documents, and forms required by the government to be executed. Be it further resolved that the town manager of the town of Warsaw be authorized to execute on behalf of the governing body the above referenced agreements, documents, and forms, and to execute such other documents, including but not limited to debt instruments, security instruments, and/or grant agreements, as may be required in obtaining said financial assistance. And that's the resolution. Council, is there any questions? Do I have a motion to approve? A second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed? See, I wrote it down for you, didn't write it down for me.
No.
Now we have a reason to go into closed session for personnel matters.
Mayor, I move that we go into closed session under 2.2-3711A1, dealing with personnel matters.
Council, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed? We are going into closed session.